Hey there, welcome to the channel. Today I'm taking us to the Lost 40. It's in the Chippewa National Forest. We're about halfway between Big Fork, Minnesota and Blackduck, Minnesota. And pretty interesting area. We're gonna go for a little hike here and I'll tell you a little bit about the area as we go. Imagine this, the year 1882. Josiah King and his three-man survey crew are working 40 miles northwest of the Grand Rapids of the Mississippi. They plan to map out the last of 3 contracted townships in one of the first land surveys of Minnesota's Northwoods. As November winds swirl around the men, they survey the 6 square mile area between Moose and Coddington Lakes. Perhaps it was the chilly weather, or the difficult work, or the desolate swamps that caused the crew to plot Coddington Lake about a half mile further northwest than it actually lies. Whatever the cause, this error hid a stand of virgin red and white pines that likely would have been sold for timber. Over time, the area became known as the Lost 40. It's a little slick going down these hills here. Some various animal prints in here. Bunny rabbit. I don't know if you can see it there in the camera. Seeing some deer. And saw either some wolf earlier or a dog. I can't really tell which one it was. The trail's been walked a few times since it snowed out, but not since the last snow we got over the last couple days. Just flushed out a grouse there. Just because it's an old growth forest doesn't mean it's all old. Nature's always renewing itself. Younger stuff coming in behind. Kind of see that here. We're at the Moose Brook overlook here. This is the northern part of the Lost 40 trails. love listening to the wind blowing through the pine trees. Seeing the tops of the pine trees swaying. These are some pretty big trees. Here's my hand perspective. Fires are a big part of the forest. Fires burn through the area like every 50 to 100 years. Through the surface area, it cleans out the ground on the surface, clears out the thick undergrowth and the dead wood, creates space for some new vegetation. There's less common catastrophic fires, which burns everything and creates conditions for sun-loving species to grow. And it's believed that these trees probably sprouted after some large fires in the mid to late 1700s. Logging practices in the 1800s led to the creation of the Minnesota Forest Reserve in 1902, which became the Minnesota National Forest in 1908 and later renamed the Chippewa National Forest. The Bowstring State Forest managed the state-owned portion of the Lost 40 after a 1960 correction of the original land survey error. On June 1st, 1995, 114 acres outlined as the Lost 40 Scientific and Natural Area was formally established. This designation further protects the rare old white pine and red pine forest. As permanent as the big pines of the Lost 40 look, the forest will change over time. Trees die and new trees will replace them. Major and minor disturbances like storms and fires may occur. A couple of big dead ones there. Most of the mature red and white pine found in the Lost 40 is on the east end. The trees are up to 350 years old, between 22 and 48 inches in diameter. White pine is managed for pulp, which is used to make paper, lumber, wildlife, and aesthetics. And the trees are harvested at about 80 to 150 years in most other parts of the forest. The pines can live up to 500 years. The popple we see is about 60 years old and beginning to deteriorate. It reaches its biological old age at about 85. The old growth pines of the Lost 40 bear witness to the nation's heritage. The white and red pines are 300 to 400 years old, originating from when the Pilgrims came to America. The trees are remnants of natural resources that drew people to new frontiers and shaped America's character. I want to thank you for coming along today. I've been up to the Lost 40 before, never in the winter though. It's really enjoyable just to come up here, the only one here. I've got this space all for myself. Get to walk around, just enjoy the sounds that the nature brings. See some animals. It's really enjoyable. And I, again, appreciate you coming along. So, if you've been here, leave me a comment, let me know. Let me know what you thought about it. And I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and see what else I get to explore. Thanks.